Welcome to New Zealand, thanks for joining me again. Well, this is my mate today. This is the subject of my video today. If you watched last week's video, you'll know that I picked up an old camera that was sitting on my shelf, an old Kowa 6 medium format camera. Been sitting on my shelf for a year and a half, and I just presumed that it was dead. And what I did, I decided to go out and use it, and it worked. It was just a very cool experience. We had a great day, took some nice pictures, and just it was a really good experience using something that I had previously kind of determined that was no good. So it was really cool. So I'm going to follow on this week from that. I've got a few projects in the mix that I'm working on outside of this, but they're going to take some time. I'll probably go into that a little bit later. First of all, just the story and why I've chosen to do this week. After last week's video, I was rummaging through some stuff because somebody said to me, oh, you should get one of those box brownies and use that for a video. And I thought, oh yeah, I should. So I started playing around with them, but unfortunately, the ones I've got, I can't use 120 film in them. This camera here had been sitting in a box of stuff that I'd bought a couple of months back, and I'd kind of like almost decided to throw it away because I couldn't get it open. Anyway, I thought, I'll have another go at it, see if I can get it open, see if I can get it working. And sure enough, within about 5 or 10 minutes, I managed to work out how it actually opened, and got it open, and I started cleaning it. And when I was cleaning it and just looking at it, I was falling in love with this camera because the workmanship and, considering that this is a camera that was probably made around about 1935, 1937-ish, the condition of it, apart from all of the exterior, wear, the actual mechanical condition of this camera is just quite something. And it got me thinking, and while I was cleaning it and thinking about it, my computer was just running some YouTube stuff, and coincidentally, video review came on, and the guy Kai was, I think he was reviewing the latest Nikon mirrorless system camera, and I could just hear this waffle of
I had the ATD,
dual pixel autofocus,
and if you install that and yearn for a full frame mirror,
I don't like it. I don't like it.
it's the same ring that allows you to change settings.
People said you have to use a huge impressive optical.
the EF version.
and I was looking at this camera, cleaning it, and I just thought to myself, where we are now compared to where we would have been 80 years ago with photography is we're just in such a different place, and a positive place. Don't get me wrong, it's all positive. I'm not being negative about it, but I kind of think we've just kind of got overly consumed with this whole camera arms race. To quote somebody who put a comment on a video last week, this whole camera arms race, and we've just kind of lost it a bit, I think. And and I'm as guilty as anybody for this because I kind of get raveled up in all this tech stuff as well, and trying to keep up with the latest and greatest camera models and all that stuff. And just recently, over the last 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, I've just become more and more kind of grounded with photography and keeping photography simple. And I think one of the cool things about using film is that you do that. And this camera here just kind of like really confirmed that whole notion of simplicity. And I thought, we've got to try and use this camera, see if it works, because something of this age and the workmanship that went into it, if I could make something with it, would be very, very cool, and I'd get a lot out of it, and hopefully you guys will too. So what we're going to do, we're going to load up some film and go and take some shots around the house, around my property here, do a few shots inside, a few shots outside, maybe take a picture of Bay, and just see if we can make some pictures from it, develop the film, see if we can make some pictures. Before we do that, however, let's kind of like do a bit of like what I call camera porn. Let's take a close-up look at the camera, play some nice sensual music, and enjoy the camera first, and then we're going to come back and we're going to go and shoot some stuff around the house here. Check this out. shots I'll have of this 8 to 10 frames, and take some pictures, and hopefully we'll come up with some good images. So my first picture is basically like I'm just going to shoot. I've got a little chopping block here, and I've just got a box with some letters and stuff on it, and I'm going to just shoot that. As usual, Bay, you know, I guess for photographers it's great to have pets because they make really good subjects for photography when you're testing out photography, and Bay is no exception. Not only is he the superstar of my vlog, but he's also a great subject for photography, and I've just taken a picture of him. So thanks, Bay. Yeah. Got my little shaving mirror here, and I've got a shot of me taking a photo of my reflection or my image in the shaving mirror, and I'm kind of hoping that it really does turn out, because it will be a nice picture. That's if what I'm seeing here is going to be transferred to film. Well, I thought I might have had about 10 shots on that roll, but unfortunately I've only got 8. So I haven't taken many pictures, but short episode this week, I think. We might have to talk about some other things after this, but I've got 8 shots. I think this shot here that I took in the bathroom, in the mirror, if that comes out, it's going to be cool. So that's it, we've taken shots. I took one outside, in the garden. I took the rest of the shots around here, just inside my house, with some furniture, just some bits and pieces. So let's go and develop it and see what we end up with. So I want to go and do that, and then I'll be back shortly. See you in a minute. Well, just had a bit of a disaster. I just went to develop the film, and I've got a very small developing bag, been meaning to get a new one for a while, and I'm obviously developing 120 film, and I've got quite a big tank, and there's not much room in the bag. Anyway, I was trying to get my film onto my spool, my developing reel, and I couldn't get it on, and because it's quite a hot day here today, the temperature inside the bag was getting hotter, and my hands were kind of getting a bit sweaty, and with the heat and the sweat on my hands, the film got quite supple and sticky, and the more I tried, the worse it got. And I tried for about 20 minutes, and I had to make a decision to kind of like, to flag, getting the film onto the reel. So I decided just to put the film inside the tank. Anyway, I did that, and I opened the bag by mistake with the lid of the tank still off. Realising I'd done this, I hurriedly put the lid on to try and salvage the film. So it's just a complete nightmare, really. So I decided to develop the roll, and I got a couple of exposures out of it. And funny thing is, even though it was a disaster, got light leaks all over the film, I kind of like some of the the look of some of the pictures. I think I got about 3 or 4 pictures out of it that were salvageable, but I kind of like a couple of them. They're pretty cool, and just the effect, through no fault of the camera. Anyway, because I had this disaster, I decided to give the camera another shot, because I really did want to see how this thing would perform. So I went and took all of the shots again, the same shots I did the first time. I redid them and redeveloped the roll, and this time no mishaps in the developing process. So what I'm about to show you is the 2 rolls, and there's a couple of shots here from the first roll, which was kind of wrecked by light, and the second roll went okay. So I'm going to show you all the shots I got from it and see what you think. So we'll come back in a minute and wrap up. Well, that was it. I had a lot of fun doing that. There was a lot of fun, you know, and even though at the time it was super stressful, you know, with the problems I had with that first roll. But you know, looking back, it's just fun. It's part of the whole process of playing around with this kind of stuff and developing film. You know, things don't go perfectly all the time, and you know, you get a few grey hairs and things go wrong, and it's all good, a lot of fun. So, you know, I have to say that I've really enjoyed using this camera today. I'm not sure how much I'll use it in the future, but it's certainly good to know what I get from it, and I might have an instance where in the future I might want to use it for a certain effect or something, and it's good to know that it does work and get some results. So that was very cool. Hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed playing around with it. That's about all for this week. I've just got a couple of things to just wrap up on. Firstly, my prints. You know, if you'd like to help support this channel, a good way to do that is to purchase the prints that I have for sale. Quickly zap over to my website. There's a link below, directly below, for my website, and I've got about 3 or 4 prints that are up for sale there at the moment. Nothing new this week. I'll just keep up the existing prints there. Check out the link below. That'll take you to my little my little store on my website where you can purchase prints. And like I said, that helps my channel kind of go forward and helps me produce this content. Secondly, I just want to have a quick shout out, and this is to a guy over in the UK who's got a channel. The channel's called Shoot Film Like a Boss, and just really want to just you know give my audience a heads up on what he's doing, because I think it really falls into line nicely with what I'm doing, especially with film photography. Now his channel, I think his name's Roger, not 100% sure, but he's got a great channel and kind of focuses on darkroom development. Now I've seen a few channels around that kind of do this stuff, but Shoot Film Like a Boss is definitely, for me, is probably the best one out there, demonstrating those techniques. So you know, if you enjoy what you see here, go and check out his channel, please. So I think you'll enjoy the content that he's creating too, and it kind of, you know, aligns nicely with what I'm doing too. So go and check his channel out. There's a link below for that. I think that's it. I think that's about it for this week. Just a quick one on what's coming up. I've got a few more of my kind of story-like portrayals and portrait sessions that I'm working on at the moment. I've got a few that are in the pipeline. They take a little bit longer to do, but over the next week or two, I'll have some of that kind of content coming up again. Because like I've said before, it's kind of a direction I want to take this channel, and it's content that I want to you know, do more and more of. I've also got some film coming in the next couple of days, hopefully, that will be the subject of an upcoming vlog, possibly the next one or the one after. So stay tuned on that. I'm not going to give too many clues away on what that is, but that'll be a good one, I guarantee it. Well, that's about it for this week, guys. As usual, if you haven't checked out my social media pages, please go and do so, especially my Instagram. I've got a link below for the feed, my Instagram feed, also links below for my website and my Facebook pages. Please go and check them out. Follow me, you know, like, subscribe, all that stuff. I'd really appreciate it. until next time, please take care. Please come back again. And until we do see each other again, haere ra from New Zealand. Goodbye.